I'm from a very small town in New Brunswick, Melrose. I went to school there for 9 years, super small school, and then I transitioned to the high school, which was another 4 years. And it was also just like a small high school compared to all of the other ones that we were competing against. Yeah, and I think that just really has like shaped me as like a person because we were always like pushed, if that makes sense. Like we were just always going up against like bigger schools. So it was always like a challenge that we wanted to kind of compete with them and such. But yeah, I got into rugby when I was going into grade 9 actually. So I've been at it for what feels like yesterday. It's actually been a couple years now. So I had actually never heard of rugby until my sister started. When she's 2 years older than me, so she had gone to high school and they offered it. And she came home and told my mom and dad, she's like, I want to play rugby. And we were all like, what? Anyways, so she started, and like all little sisters, I had to follow in her footsteps. So my parents also got me involved. The summer before I went into grade 9, I started playing sevens actually. And it was like co-ed training, so it was a different experience for me. I had never like done any type of thing or played like any real contact sports. It was just like basketball, soccer, and such. Yeah, so I started the co-ed, and then I had played, it's called Parley Sevens. It's a beach tournament. It's just for fun. And I had played with my older sister and a lot of the girls who I would go on to play high school with, who were all her age. And we had won, and it kind of just like cemented that, oh my God, what is this sport? I love it so much, even though I know nothing about it for me. And then when I started the next year, in grade 9 in the spring or whatever it was, I started 15s for the first time, and I just fell in love. So that was kind of in the midst of COVID, if everyone remembers that. So I didn't actually get a season in grade 11 because it was just when the outbreak happened. But then in grade 12, it looked a lot different because we did touch instead of full contact. So the like makeup of the program was completely different. But outside of that, I had the provincial team, which would have been Team New Brunswick. I've also touched in with Team Nova Scotia in the last couple of years because I'm in the Valley. But yeah, so the provincial team, my coaches at the time would have been like Yako Oliver and Curtis Lozon. They played a big role in like opening my eyes to like rugby after high school. So like the university youth sport, or even I was considering the ACAA as well, just because I didn't really realize that there was rugby beyond high school until, like you said, grade 11 or 12. So they reached out to some coaches for me, got me the information that I needed, which eventually led me here. I really love the Valley because it's a small town, and it's kind of like how I grew up. Because I went to school in Sackville, New Brunswick, and that's like home of Mount Allison University. So it's kind of just the same vibe there. But it's funny because I think I was in grade 9 or 10. I had come to Wolfville, and we stayed in the dorms at Acadia. And I immediately told my mom, I was like, I'm never going to Acadia ever, because the hill, we were staying at like the dorms on the top, and I hated the hill. We had to walk it every day. And I told her, I was like, I'm never going there. My sister said the exact same thing. And we both actually ended up here at Acadia. So that's kind of just funny. But my older cousin also had gone to Acadia. So she just talked about the Valley in a way that just made it so appealing. And I spent some time here and was like, wow, like I definitely could fall in love with this place. And then I had a couple chats with Coach Durant as well. And that's where I ended up. I've been super lucky with the previous 4 teams that I've had. Every experience I have with them, it's like full of love, like fun. We're always laughing. And it's just like very like a cohesive environment. And I've had some wonderful people to look up to throughout all my 4 years. But this year especially, like even like 1-2 games in, I looked at the team and I had to take a step back and was like, this team is like nothing else before. it was really incomparable to all of it. And I am just so grateful that I got to be a part of this amazing team. But as for the final game, it was an absolute roller coaster ride. That last game meant everything. Obviously, we did have like a little like gap in our like climb throughout the game, I guess. We had like a super strong start, like you had said. But even as St. FX was making that comeback, I feel like everyone who's like talked to me about it has been like, I can't believe you guys won. Like, yeah, but also there wasn't a point in the game where I was like, okay, we're gonna lose this. Even in the dying seconds when we were down, my team means the entire world to me, and the resilience that they have just is incredible, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. And I never really doubted that we were going to lose. It was just how we were going to win and how we were going to come together to pull through with it. And yeah, it was a crazy game, and it was so fun to be a part of, and to get to hold up that trophy with everyone was pretty special. So before every game, we always have our tradition of, we call it family dinner. So the team all gets together and we have our meal, and we just chat and hang out. And then after, to relieve the stress of the week and get ready to dial in for our game, we always play whether it's board games, we play some fun physical games because we're all super competitive and we love spike ball. But and outside of that, we always try to include team activities such as scavenger hunts, or something that just brings us together so we can have fun and kind of minimize the stress that we feel just being varsity athletes and being student athletes at that as well. So it's nice to just step away from that and just have fun with friends. It's so awesome to see people are not even just rugby in Canada, but just women's sports in general. It's growing and it's good. That's what we need. Women's sports are awesome. And yeah, after winning the silver medal, people were like, oh my God, women's rugby is incredible. And I'm like, yeah, finally. So it's nice to see that growth, but obviously there's still more room for improvement, and just having more people involved in rugby, because it's still such an uncommon sport, you know what I mean? So just having people try it, putting it in more communities and such, I think is a big step. In my first year, I had probably one of the most talented teams I've ever been a part of, and I was really blessed to just have those people being leadership for me. So yeah, down the road, I hope to be the Annie Kennedy, the Emmy Marilena, the Keisha Kane, and the Laura Flatter of the next generation that comes through. The entire team and all of the ones who came before them were incredible people, but also incredible athletes. And it was just, I want to be that for the people to come. Team philosophy in the last couple of years has been to be the most courageous, the most brave, and the toughest. And all of those people that I named have embodied that completely and fully. And it was just their leadership and their devotion to this sport that really spoke to me as a scared little rookie coming in for my first year. So I hope to just embody their personality and make everyone feel welcome and push them to the best athlete that they can be, because that's how I felt in my first year. For teaching, I want to do elementary. That's just where I had some of the most influential teachers. So that's just a personal thing. It's not preference. I really want to get involved with them early and maybe make a little difference in their lives and help them shape out maybe where they want to go with their life. Since I was younger, I don't know why, but I would always play school with my cousins when they came, and I would always be the teacher even though I was one of the youngest. It was how it went because I wanted to be the teacher. But yeah, I think it was really just from one of my early on teachers. His name was Lawrence Welling. He coached me in almost all of the sports, and he taught me in multiple classes, and he just became a second dad for me. And then I've also had many other coaches along the way who have just played such an important role in my life. So yeah, that's kind of just where that came from, I guess. My parents have really instilled always going for what you want and advocating for yourself. So they've obviously played a huge role in my sport life. They've been huge supporters and whatnot. So I think it just comes from them and wanting to be like them. They're both fishermen, actually. They fish lobsters. So it's just part of the lifestyle, which I think I've adopted.